act be alive.
All right. All right. Any questions out there? Questions? I'd like the judge and hit that gavel real quick. Going once, going twice.
So.
All right, let's go to, we'll deal with your question. Go ahead and state your question, bro.
All right, so I know, like, when the abomination of desolation sets foot inside the holy place, we're supposed to flee. Question is, where do we flee to?
Where we fleeing to? All righty. So let's go read Matthew 24.
And we also have another question inside of Matthew 24 as well. So
Okay. Matthew 24. And in Matthew 24, let's you know what? Let's start at verse 3.
13?
3. Yep.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And when shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
All right, so now they're like, hey, tell us when all this is going to happen. When he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? When is all this going to happen? And what shall be the sign of thy coming of the end of the world? All right? So this is getting down to the end days right here. Verse 4, go ahead.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Right, and we talked about that today, right? Deception, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Go ahead.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
So we got all this going on right now, right? All right? Go ahead.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
All right, so we got all these things going on, right? We got pestilence going on right now. Verse 8.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
All these are the beginning of sorrows, though. Skip down to verse 14. Let's see something right here.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
So this got to happen too, though, right? All right? Now, let's see something. 15.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand.
Oh. Then what?
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
So when you see this guy, it's time to go. All right. So this is the question is where are we going to, right? All right. But when you see this guy, that means it's time to go. All right. Let's go to Revelations 12. Revelations 12. I want you to pick it up at, we'll get straight to it, because we know who the woman is, right? Revelation 12 and verse 6. We get that, go ahead and read it.
And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days.
Oh. So we got to go to this wilderness, this place of safety, right? Skip over. Let's go to verse 14. Let's skip down. 12 and 14. Go ahead and read it.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, times and half a time from the face of the serpent.
So that's 3.5 years, right?
Right.
A time, and a half a time, right? Let's go to Exodus 19. The Lord don't change. Exodus 19. And let's pick it up at verse. Actually, yeah, 19. We can get straight to it. Pick it up at verse 3.
And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel,
What he gonna tell him? Go ahead.
Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself.
Oh. So this look very similar to what's gonna happen in Revelation, right? Let's keep going.
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
So we still got some type of predication going on with something, right? So we need to be doing what does saith the Lord too. But go ahead.
For all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
All right, that's good. So we see right here, he did what with them? Brought them out on eagle's wings. All right. So with that being said, it's the same thing. They got to flee to the same wilderness. So let's see what they flee to. Let's go to Exodus 16, and let's pick it up at verse 1.
And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai.
Oh, so that's what we got to head to. Go ahead.
On the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt.
Oh. Go ahead.
And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, Would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
You see this? All right, so right here it's saying between Elim and Sinai. All right, and you see the same thing gonna happen again, right? Because he gonna purge again, and then they say right here, you bring us out to this wilderness to die. The difference is the Lord gonna be in there when you start murmuring. He gonna deal with it quick. But this is not that time frame. This is the same wilderness we gonna be at when we trying to get to the place of safety. All right, that's this wilderness. All right. All right, so let's go to Numbers 33. And I'm not saying it's two different wildernesses. What it is this is at the time of tribulation, the place of safety. And then the Lord will gather us all to the wilderness too. All right, Numbers 33. And let's pick it up at verse 11. Actually, let's go back.
Numbers what again?
Numbers 33. Let's start at verse 9.
And they removed from Marah and came unto Elim. And in Elim were 12 fountains of water. and 70 palm trees, and they pitched there.
Go ahead.
And they removed from Elim and encamped by the Red Sea.
Go ahead.
And they removed from the Red Sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin.
And when we read, well, that was in between, right? Mm-hmm. Elim and Sinai. Sinai. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And they took their journey out of the wilderness of Sin and encamped in Dophka.
Go ahead.
And they departed from Dophka and encamped in Elish.
Go ahead.
And they removed from Elish and encamped in Rephidim,
Go ahead.
where was no water for the people to drink.
They still in the wilderness, ain't they? That's why I say for me it's kind of let's keep reading. Go ahead, keep reading.
And they departed from Rephidim and pitched in the wilderness of Sinai.
Oh, they was in that wilderness too? Go ahead.
And they removed from the desert of Sinai and pitched at Kibroth Hattavah. And they departed from Kibroth Hattavah and encamped in Hazeroth.
Mm-hmm.
And they departed from Hazeroth and pitched in Rithmah. And they departed from Rithmah and pitched at Rimmon Peraz. And they departed from...
I ain't gonna beat my read up. Now let's skip all the way down. But you see code here and look these names up and look these lands up. And then you can find out who they are to this day. All right. And then skip down to verse 50. Actually, go to 48.
And they departed from the mountains of Abarim and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan and near Jericho.
And I talked to you about that one kind of offline. All right. That's why that was said for the other answer. You got me? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
I'll talk to you later about it. But go ahead, 49.
And they pitched by Jordan from Beth Jeshimoth, even unto Abishittim in the plains of Moab.
So they went over in the plains of Moab. And now what they got to do with 50?
And the Lord spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you.
So they hadn't even reached in the land yet. They still well.
In Canaan, or in Jordan.
They still around the wilderness. So let's go to Numbers 13. Numbers 13. Pick it up at 26.
And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel into the wilderness of Paran.
Oh, they in the wilderness of Paran? Go ahead.
To Kadesh.
Go ahead.
And brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation and shewed them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, We came unto the land whither thou sentest us. And surely it floweth with milk and honey.
All right, so we good right there. So you see, that's why I say it's so broad. Just you got to research what part.
These lands are called
Yep.
today.
Yep. But you're going to be right back in that same wilderness. To answer your question.
Halfway. I'm still.
What's the other half?
Well, I think you did kind of mention that one off screen. Like, I think you said that God is just going to, he's going to gather us somehow.
On the eagle's wings, he made miracles, right? He gonna drop lands, the same thing too, in that time frame too. They gonna be able to do like instead of like just the Red Sea and drying up the land like that. He's gonna dry up the land for dry rivers and make a pathway for all of us across the world.
So I guess what I'm what I'm hearing is like, so let's say like as soon as this thing starts to go down, abomination, desolation, sets foot inside the holy place, we flee. It means like as soon as I set foot out the house, is it gonna be like a sign in the sky, like guiding me where to go? Or what?
I mean, you go know that you gotta get to whatever them lands are over there, because you gonna know you gotta get there. All right, how you gonna get there? Let's go to Deuteronomy 29:29.
Okay, I know what that is. I know what that is. That's, I know what that is. Oh, that's not nice.
No, and it's not even. This is a way of me saying I don't know.
Right.
Okay, and I got it.
And the thing it is that at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? How did he do anything super miraculously for Israel? He told them to do what? Get out. Told them to get out. You know what I'm saying? And then this can turn into almost like a little mini lesson. And per se, how he gets you out of there, or what your sign might be, or how you know to leave, I can't say what it could be. Deuteronomy 29:29. Go ahead and read that one for me, bro.
The secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law.
And see, we read earlier that it predicated on you doing, right? So by you doing everything, hey, he'll reveal that to you on how you go get that. Because, you know, I don't want to get into the whole thing of, you got people be like, well, we need to get passports. What border you stopping at? You get what I'm saying? So, you know, how you go, you might not be the one that get over there. You might be the one that flee. You get ready to flee. You done ran for a boat. Because, you know, people, you gonna have people, hey, what that say, Godfrey, where they go pull on your coattail? I mean, pull on your tail for you to, and try to, they gonna take you to, they gonna try to take you. But they take you to the land to serve God.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, at that time frame, you remember the Egyptians was giving Israel stuff to get out. So then somebody might be like, hey, take my boat, go. You see what I'm saying? I don't know specifically on what might be the sign for you to go get on Bubba John's airplane. All you gotta know is that when you see that man stand there, and we'll go back and read it, Matthew 24. Matthew 24, and pick it up at verse 15.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand.
All right, so when you see that, I mean it's time to go. Go ahead.
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
So if you on top of your house working and you see somebody come out the house screaming, the abomination desolation is set foot in Nathan's home.
Run.
You ain't even supposed to come down off your roof, go in the house and be like, let me go get my clothes. Time to go. Go ahead.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
Just look at that. You out there working. You get that news. Ain't no going in the house to go get your stuff.
Flee.
You gotta go. Verse 19. Is this the other question?
And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
So it said, and woe to them that are with child and them that give suck in those days. Cause you can't. It's gonna be hard. You just can't just stop and go get nothing, do nothing. It's time for you to go. 20.
But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
Yeah, that's
All
a
right.
question. Why did Jesus say, why did he make that comment? Neither your flight be.
Cause you ain't trying to run in no snow. You ain't trying to run in no snow and no cold. It's gonna be harsh. That's already some harsh conditions right there. All right, so it say, pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Because on the Sabbath day in the land, ain't nothing open.
Right,
Nothing should be open.
right.
And you can't leave your property too, right?
Yeah, you gotta go. So you know what I'm saying? That's why he's like, you better hope that ain't even on the Sabbath. Because like instantly, what's the first thing we think? Go ahead, sis.
But even if it's not the Sabbath day and I'm on my rooftop working, I can't go in the house to get any money, so I can't buy anything even if everything's open. So what difference does it make? I mean,
I get what you're saying.
if there are people out there that are going to be saying, you're special because I know what time it is, let me give you food anyway. I'm thinking that that's what's gonna happen. So
That is.
I know that it's going to be the Sabbath day, and I was just thinking maybe it was something different.
What did you think it was meaning?
I didn't know, I just thought it would be something different, like maybe somebody would say, look, we are going to be in this plane, but I've got to buy gas. I was thinking something like that, other than, because I can't see anybody, I can't see someone saying, God told me to take you, but.
I gotta kick you out because it's the Sabbath. It's not saying that. No, it's not saying that. So let's read it. We'll start back up at verse 19. Go ahead.
Okay.
And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
All right, so it's rough. It's already rough. All right, now 20. What's that? 2020. Go ahead.
But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter.
And that's not literally talking about you flying in the air. That's talking about you fleeing and running, and you don't want. Hey, pray it don't be in the wintertime when it's cold and it's rough. Because we can read about all the troubles that Paul went through when he was trying to sail in the wintertime.
Right.
Go ahead.
Neither on the Sabbath day.
Neither on the Sabbath day. And on the Sabbath day, technically, I mean, like we reading this here, you working, you're not supposed to go back and go get nothing. All right? Even on the Sabbath day, nothing would be open. And we already know that nothing's supposed to be open. But at the end of the day, the other days, some can be open. So somebody could be coming from out of a working place and giving you something.
But we are the only people that.
Keep that law.
Really, we are the only people that are closed on the Sabbath day. The rest of this wicked world is open.
Yeah.
We can't buy anything.
But you got,
because we recognize the
but you
Sabbath
trying to
day.
flee around Jerusalem, and you gotta understand one thing too. We going over there by where Ishmael and them at. You fleeing over that way.
What about
Okay,
the
so
laws of the
it's
Sabbath?
only a problem once we leave the United States and everybody in between, when we get to the wilderness, or from here to
The Latin.
wherever, across the Atlantic, because I'm telling you, we don't have to worry about it being the Sabbath day until we get really close to the wilderness.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about it being the Sabbath day except for us.
Well, that's what.
This is for the people over there.
No, that's what he's speaking to. He's speaking to us. Let's go back and start right here. It says at verse 16. Read 16 again.
Then let them that be which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
So they already over there in the land. Go ahead.
Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Go ahead.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
Go ahead.
And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Why? 21.
But pray,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, read 20.
but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
21.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Because it's just so bad. That's why he put it like that. These people are already over there. They're gonna be going through a lot. I'm not saying we won't be going through a lot. A lot of us over here gonna be going through some things too. But like you said, on the Sabbath, it ain't gonna too much affect us because they gonna still be open over here with everything. You can't say one thing. Esau is over there trying to shut things down over there, and then Ishmael and all that, and then you got the borders. You get killed at their borders.
Well, it seems like something else too. I mean, if he's gonna say, pray that your flight not be on a Sabbath day, for there shall be great tribulation. I mean, it seems like
It's gonna be so bad. It's bad.
But also because we're not supposed to travel on the Sabbath, so wouldn't we be like sitting ducks?
Well, we're allowed to travel. I mean, we're just not buying and selling. We're about to move.
'Cause I thought I read something where you can't travel except to like your
Are
congregation.
you talking about the Sabbath day journey thing?
Yeah, because you're not supposed to leave your property except to your congregation.
Yeah, but all of this here, it is dealing with a lot of it as in the things are just that bad. So a lot of your norms that you was usually used to, it ain't gonna be normal no more. Let's keep reading so you can really fully get to understand. 22.
And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be
That's
shortened.
how bad it is. He got to come back and stop them from killing up everybody. Keep going.
Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
That's good. Let's see.
The scripture that you were looking for, you had mentioned, was Zechariah 8.
Zechariah, that's what I thought it
The
was.
spirit of a Jew to be taken. I think it was Zechariah 8 and 21.
We gonna read about this in a different spot.
But yeah, it's gonna be a bad time. No matter what, it's gonna be a bad time over there. Possibly getting there, it's gonna. But basically, Matthew 24 just letting us know it's gonna be a terrible time. That's why he gave the example of the woman with a child. It's gonna be tough.
Let's go to Mark 13.
Well, now,
Mark 13.
when he sets foot, when the abomination of desolation sets foot in the holy place, that's when we shall flee.
That's when you should flee.
Okay, now, when he gets into the holy place, he hasn't really started to do his thing yet. Am I correct in that assumption, or, because
Says that evil doth,
Let's
iniquity doth already work.
let's go to Mark 13.
okay, because I'm
we finna see
confused. I thought when I know he's already getting his thing built, and I know when he gets ready to step foot in it, he hasn't started to do his miracles or anything yet.
We
Or
finna
am I- yeah,
no,
okay.
we finna see it out.
Okay.
That's what this is finna be a whole walk down lesson. Then
Thank you.
we'll walk it
Maybe I'm
down.
confused.
No, you okay? I was trying to get away from this because I figured this was gonna be a lesson. This a lesson.
Okay.
No, you okay? No, you okay? Cause what you asking and what he's asking, I did try to like leave some of it out because I was like we gonna end up being here for a whole lesson. My brother talking about he was ready to roll, but I see he into it now. He ain't going nowhere. So we finna go ahead and do lesson.
And I was too, but that's just like, yeah, that happened to me Wednesday night too.
Mark 13. Mark 13. And let's pick it up at verse 5.
And Jesus answering them began to say, Take heed lest any man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
We just read this in Matthew 24, right? Mm-hmm. Just a different way. All right, ready? Now, you know what? Let's keep going. Let's read it all. Go ahead. Verse 6. Oh, you at 7. Go ahead.
And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet.
Oh, so same thing, right? Let's go.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows.
Mm-hmm.
But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogues ye shall be beaten.
Go ahead.
And ye
See,
shall.
Matthew didn't say this part, did he? Go ahead.
And ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them.
Matthew didn't tell you about that, did he? Go ahead.
And the gospel must first be published among all nations.
But we read that. Matthew said that, though, right? Mm-hmm. Now let's get to what we was going to with him, too. Go ahead.
But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do ye premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that speak ye, for it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Ghost.
Don't put your kids into nothing that has to be said or done in that hour. They said, but when they shall lead you and deliver you up, and take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do ye premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that speak ye. For it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Ghost. That's the Spirit of God. See, and that's the thing. That's why I went back to that Deuteronomy 20. I don't know in that hour what happened. Who go talk to you? Who go show you what? Because this all predicates on you following and listening to the Lord all the way to the end. Verse 12. Go ahead.
Now the brother shall betray the brother to death.
Go ahead.
And the father the son.
Go ahead.
And children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death.
Oh, man. Did Matthew mention that? Go ahead.
And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So you got to endure. Verse 14.
But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not.
Oh, now you see him standing where he need not to be, where he ought not. It was a little bit different in Matthew, wasn't it? Right here it said, standing where he ought not. So the minute you see him standing in that temple, I ain't worried about working no miracles. The minute you see him stand there, it's time to go.
Right, okay. I'm ready to go when I'm actually ready to go when I hear about it. I think that we should leave when they started putting the first brick down, but I wasn't told.
No. You don't want to do that. And you be wandering in that wilderness for 50 years.
I'm just saying, I think that we should move at least south.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do too much. 15. Hold on, I got you. 15. Go ahead.
And let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of his house. And let him that is in the field not turn back again for to take up his garment.
We read that in Matthew, right? But we finna see something right here, though. Watch this. Go ahead.
But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Matthew said that, right?
Yep.
But right here, Something left off here. 18, go ahead.
And pray ye that your flight be not in the winter.
Oh, he didn't say that about the Sabbath, though. Same thing, right? But why? Let's see why. 19.
For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which God created unto this time, neither shall be.
That's it so bad. That's why the Lord like, look, pray it ain't going to Sabbath because you can go through it. You don't even want it in the winter time. You already going through some stuff going in the winter. I'm from up north. You go run around in some snow, trying to take off running with with -1 degrees. The minute you start breathing, it feel like your lungs on fire. And if anybody been to Denver, Colorado, the mountains, that air is thin. So it's a lot of things. That's why at the end of the day, how the Lord look at, hey, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna get real bad. And then right here, he gonna say it again though, verse 20.
And except that the Lord hath shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days.
So you gotta come back and you gotta kill. You gotta come back and kill. Because they have been and killed up everybody.
Like Joe said, how many grains to your wrath has?
Right.
I'm that rider when it comes to that.
You hear me?
We ain't because even with Jesus and even with them, it's killing that we've not ever seen before in our life.
Right.
Nothing we've seen before in our life.
Okay, so I think I'm confused about my times.
What's that with the flea?
Well, I think I'm confused about the abomination of desolation and the starting of the 3.5 years of tribulation. Because I can't see where, I can see if it's cold, that it's going to be a problem for us to flee.
Mm-hmm.
I totally understand that. It's a problem for me being in here without my coat. So I truly have a problem with the cold. That's not an issue. That my brain can understand that.
When does tribulation start?
I have a problem with the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place and when tribulation actually starts.
You ready now?
Does it start the second he stands in there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. I said it's gonna be a lesson.
I believe.
Let's go to Revelation 11, y'all.
I don't want to lengthen this, but I.
No, you okay.
I
Okay.
need to understand that because I'm thinking that when he's in there, we have time because he's not going to go in there and start doing all of this. He's got to go and put a lot of stamps and a lot of.
We finna see. We finna see. All right, this
He's
something I ain't really want to
statue,
get into, but I got
Make
it.
a statue, do all this stuff. He's got to stamp a bunch of hands or foreheads or whatever.
You gonna do that?
He's a little beaver.
No, you want him. You don't want him to be doing that and you fleeing. You want to flee before he start doing that.
I do. I don't want him to do it all, but what I'm saying is, this is what I'm thinking that tribulation is.
It is
All of
tribulation.
this. Tribulation is this because tribulation is people not being able to buy and sell because of the mark.
Mm-hmm.
So how can it be people not being able to buy and sell if everybody doesn't have the mark?
If everybody doesn't have the mark,
Yes.
Who-
It's a big world.
no, they gonna get the mark.
Okay.
The people gonna get the mark. I get what you're saying. No.
I'm satisfied with it, I guess.
No. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Because you're saying the whole world, but at this, who gonna know more about not taking a mark than the world? That's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
Mm-hmm.
So let's read Revelation 12
Okay.
one more time, so you can get to see what's really going on.
And while you're doing that, is there like a 30-day period?
No, that's why I'm finna walk. We finna walk
Gotcha,
that down
okay,
too.
gotcha.
We gonna go to Revelation
I think
11.
that's what you might
Yeah, we're gonna go to Revelations. We go touch on the 2300 days. I got you. I already knew where we had to go. We gonna go through the 2300 days and everything. All right. So let's go to Romans 12. Revelations 12. And I am in Romans. Look at that. Revelations 12, and I want you to see this, okay? Revelations 12, pick it up at verse 6 again for me.
And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God.
All right, so the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared for her from God. How long was she there?
That they should feed her there 1,260 days.
What's that?
3.5 years.
That's tribulation.
Right.
So you're not going. Once you flee and make it there, you ain't. Then you good. You ain't even dealing with that what they got going on for that 3.5 years. Okay. Let's go back over to 14. Revelation 12 and 14. What it say there?
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, times, and half a time.
That's 3.5 years again.
From the face of the serpent.
All right. So now he's letting you know you ain't going. If you make it, you flee. You get into this place of safety. You straight. You ain't got to worry about what everybody else got going on. All right. Now you ready? Revelation 11. Revelation 11. Let's pick it up at verse 1.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod.
Go ahead.
And the angel stood, saying, Rise, and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein.
Go ahead.
But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. And the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
That's 3.5 years. That he said, don't touch that courtyard area, right? You know what that is today? Where the Dome of the Rock and everything is, the Temple Mount. So he said, don't measure it, because it's got to be what? Trodden under the foot of the Gentile for how long?
42 months.
For 3.5 years. For 42 months. Verse 3. We'll put this in here. Go ahead. Verse 3.
And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Go ahead.
These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before God of the earth.
So you even got them during that time. You understand? You see how all this going here? And see, they could be directing your path too, brother. That's why I said all the secret things belong to the Lord. Once you get there, they might be the ones that tell you where to go. Go that way. Go this way.
Might be turning up shortly.
So now let's go to Daniel.
Daniel.
Let's go to Daniel. Let me see what you Huh?
I think I do. I don't know why, but I just think I do.
What, got your timeline messed up?
It's always like you kind of have to some people the visual learners, you're gonna have to like write it down.
Oh no, we finna do all that. We gonna write it.
But she has to write it down herself. So when she leaves here today,
you get you a piece of paper. We gonna write it down.
Well, this is live, right? So
Yeah.
you can always go back and review
What it had to do with the,
You write it on the back of the lesson.
right, plus one live, you can always go back and view this.
yeah,
the
yeah,
lesson.
that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, look, I said Daniel. I didn't even know what in it, Daniel.
I think that's not just, I'm still stuck. And it makes sense, but I'm still stuck with this man standing in the holy place and being.
Hope.
Right. So the scripture says, if when you see him stand in the holy place, those that are in Judea flee. So
Right.
So you just based on that alone, you gotta flee.
I know.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready too, I'm ready to go.
Let's go, Daniel. Wait.
Anyway.
Hold Let me see. Yeah, we stay right here, Daniel 8. Then we'll Daniel 8. And in Daniel 8, we'll deal with this right here. This goes down from the Greek Empire, because I'm skipping all that part. It's going from the Greek Empire to the Roman Empire all the way up into now. All right? I'm trying to get you to stay with me so you can see Daniel 8 and verse 13. Daniel 8 and verse 13. Because now you're getting into what they call the Holy Roman Empire. This Daniel 8 does a lot of jumping back and forth. Okay? All right. Daniel 8 and 13. Go ahead and read that.
Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto the certain saint which spake, How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden under foot?
All right. All right. And he hadn't read it yet, but go ahead.
And he said unto me, Unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
So 2,300, and then the sanctuary should be cleansed, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, 15.
And it came to pass, when I, even I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid, and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, Understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision.
Oh, see, you see that right there? At the time of the end should be the vision. All right? So we read in Revelation 11, right, that don't touch that. Don't touch that. It's got to be trodden down in the Gentiles for 3.5 years, right? Mm-hmm. All right, right here now we see we got 2,300 days right here, right? Okay? Go ahead.
Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground.
Let's skip down. Let's skip down to verse 23.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up.
And so now you see that this king of dark sentences go stand up. All right?
And that's the Antichrist.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the one we know is the Pope. Go ahead.
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
You see this here? Now you go and look at Matthew 24. That's why the Lord said if you got some understanding of what Daniel wrote, you don't want to see these times. Go ahead.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
Go ahead.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
So, and we read, you know, the Lord got to come back and stop it all.
So when it says he's going to stand up against the Prince of Princes is Jesus.
Go ahead.
And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days.
Oh. But see, watch what he told Daniel right here, 27.
And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick certain days. Afterward I rose up and did the king's business, and I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
Oh, he didn't even understand. He just want to find out. It's for us. All right. So now let's go over to Daniel 11.
31.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yep. Go ahead, Daniel 11. Pick it up at 31.
And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that maketh it desolate.
All right, so when the daily sacrifices are taken away, that's when
He's coming.
it's time to set up. All right, so you ready now?
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. He said when the daily sacrifice is taken away.
He gonna stop the daily sacrifices.
Gotcha.
So go ahead. It said 31. The arm shall stand in his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifices, and they shall place the abomination that make it desolate. Go ahead.
And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries. But the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword, and by flame, by captivity, and by spoil many days.
A lot of killing.
So the people that are doing exploit, these are the people that did not make it to the wilderness. They
Not
are
hid in the
in,
wilderness. I
they
wrote
are
it
in-
on here, not hid in the wilderness. Those are people not hid.
right, they are in the tribulation.
Right.
Yep.
You follow along, sis?
Yeah, I get.
No.
I know who you was looking at. Which one you was looking at?
sorry.
No, I'm just playing.
Yes,
36.
This part I get.
Mm-hmm.
The part I'm stuck on, and I know it sounds like I don't get it, but the part I'm actually stuck on is when he steps his foot. Because
Inside.
I understand that, I understand about Esau sacrificing, waiting for the red heifer for them to start doing the sacrifices. I know that he's gonna go in and tell them they can't sacrifice anymore. He's gonna step in there and start doing his thing. But my question, and I guess my thing is, when he steps in there, when we know that he steps in there after he does stopping their sacrifices, when he steps into the holy place and we flee,
Mm-hmm.
is that the beginning of tribulation for us?
All right, you ready? Let's go to Daniel 12 now.
Okay, because that's what I'm, is that our tribulation? And it says right there in my notes, great tribulation.
All right. Daniel 12, and let's see what I want to. Actually, it is the last few verses. Daniel 12, pick it up 11.
And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days.
1,000.
Not exactly 3.5, is it?
1,290 days. 3.5 years is 1,260 days.
Yeah,
Hold on.
okay,
I'm actually the math teacher at the school too.
good.
Okay.
Because I'm not that good, but I knew it
All right.
was off.
All right. So now 1,260 is tribulation.
Okay.
1,290,
Oh, you have 1260 there.
1,260,
1260.
and then 1,290.
30 days, okay.
All right.
Ah.
This is that 30-day setup point.
Okay.
You got 30 days.
From
30
the
days.
time he steps into the temple. Right.
All right.
To flee, right?
He know, but in that 30 days, that's when he's going to get everything rolling. That's when he's getting ready to set up. Don't you flee in that 30 days. You don't flee until he actually stands.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Hey,
so
that's
he goes into the temple. That's the time to flee.
He's stopping the sacrifices. That's 1290.
Right.
Dealing with the sacrifices. All right.
So basically, that gives us 30 days to prepare to flee.
Now,
okay.
no, you ain't got 30 days to prepare to free.
You can't prepare to flee because you're still up there fixing that room.
Yeah.
Leave the roof alone.
Say it one more time. That 30 days is not for you. That's his setup. That's his time to get set up. He got a 30-day
Like in
period.
the field, I don't know which one, but you can, no, you cannot prepare.
This 30-day
It's
period that's the Antichrist, that Pope, that man of sedition, perdition, that man. All right. So,
Because we really could get a lot of stuff hidden by then.
all right. So even if we did it like this here, we got 2,300 days, right?
We have plenty of
All right. Even if you take this here you take that 1290 away. You're left with 1,010. All right. All right. So read 12.
Blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days.
All right. So it said at 12. It said, "Blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days." Right.
1335.
That's what?
1335.
1335. All right. Told you was about to write some stuff down. So let's erase this. Now we got 1335, right? And it said blessed if you make it over to that 1335, right? Let's subtract that 1290 from that 1335. You got 45 days of basically cleaning up after the Lord and did all his killing. And if you take this 45 away from this, 5, pull from there, right? Yeah. Is that 0? Yep. 965. And then 965, right? And let's erase again. We got 965. 965 plus 1335, right?
Yeah.
2,300.
Is what?
2,300. 2,300.
Right.
2,300.
Yep.
Okay.
So now, right about now, they said 965 days of sacrifices.
965 days of sacrifices.
I didn't write it down because I'm like all over the place right now, so I'm gonna go back and
Okay, I think
write
I
it
will
down.
too. I have it all written down, I just don't have it in order.
All right, so
Okay, good.
so
That
now-
helps me.
that with your timeline, all right, so that 1290, and we'll go back and put that up there. Remember when he said it was 1290, and everybody like, oh man, that ain't 3.5 years. So always keep in mind that 1290 minus that 1260, give you 30. That's the 30 days. So he has roughly 30 days to set up before he
That's his
officially
setup time, okay.
before he
Setup
officially
time.
go. And now let's go read Matthew 24.
Praise the Lord. Yes, thank you so much.
And that goes back to your question too. So,
Got my question.
would you flee?
Where do you flee to?
When you flee, because all of that goes hand in hand. Because you don't want to flee too early,
Right.
and then you over there where he's at, you gonna be there for 30 days. You flee too early,
Flew right into his hand.
He just flew right into his hands.
He like, thank you, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to come look for you.
Game on.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
what do we have here?
Come on in, Terry.
Nice of you to drop in.
And see, the Lord know what he's doing too. It's all that time frame. You got that little bit of time frame that he set up in there. You going to the wilderness now. You know what he hit there. Now you know. Gotta make sure you get over to them land parts that you supposed to be researching, sir, and get there to get to the right desert.
We could go to Panama or somewhere.
Wish it was that easy. Let's say Matthew 24 again. Matthew 24, and then we're going to read it again in Mark 2. All right? Matthew 24, now pick it up at verse 15.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand.
Now you got it? So when you see him stand in that holy place, now let's read 16.
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
So the minute you see him stand there and basically said, this is home now, time to go. And then for more edification, let's go back to Mark 13. Mark 13. And this time you're going to pick it up at verse 14. Mark 13 and 14. When you get there, my brother, go ahead and read it.
But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing where it ought not.
Now, right here, he like, when you see this guy standing where he ought not to be standing, what else?
Let him that readeth understand.
So we keep going back to the, if you read it to understand. Remember, we read, Daniel didn't even understand because they want to find him. What they should do.
Then let them that be in Judea flee into the mountains.
So now when you see him, when he gets there, he's totally set up. It's time to go. So don't be trying to look for that little shortcut in that 30-day period. I'm going to try to flee early. You'll probably flee right into his hands. That helped you, sis?
Yes, it did. Yes,
Praise
it
the Lord.
did. Yes,
Praise
it
the Lord.
did. Thank you.
And just to give him some comfort, Psalm 91 also talks about the wilderness during the Great Tribulation, how the Lord is going to be our refuge and our fortress during that time.
I know he's going to work it out. It's just that that was,
What's the real time to flee?
yeah, that question.
And a lot of people they want to know how is he going to actually do it. It's like,
And I don't care
Like,
how he does
is
it.
it,
Yeah, I know he'll do it.
is it going to be American Airlines or something? Going to step up like, you know?
Yeah, and that's what-
Confidence in our Father.
And that's what
He will
we
have it worked
was
out.
going to, like, how he going to
He
do it.
will
Right.
do it again like he did
Just be
before.
ready for anything.
And she said it
Again like he
best.
did back then.
Sis said it best right there. Hey, how he did it back in Egypt, look at it being done the exact same way again. Just on a bigger scale.
So Moses gonna pop out.
I ain't gonna
Maybe
say
it's
all
gonna be
that.
the two witnesses. No, they're gonna be preaching.
But what people don't understand is the wilderness is not a vacation spot. It's a place of getting purged. It's purging out the rebels. It's not over yet. Once you get there.
Now, that's another question, and I'm gonna say that, but our initial wilderness will be nice.
You talking about the
And
first one?
The first one is going to be
It
a
is.
vacation spot. The second one is going to be where we get purged,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go to,
Okay, now I'll leave you guys with that because I do have to go before it gets dark. I can't see. Thank you so very much.
all right. I guess we ain't got to form the club. Do we got to form the club? We ain't got to form the club. Everybody bouncing.
You need help with the stuff, or do you want to sign?
Oh,
I'm leaving that.
You leaving? Okay.
yeah.
Good.
So
thought that was very edifying.
Yeah,
Good.
I do have a question. I do. It's a simple one. The Easter mentioned in the scriptures, I believe it's in Acts. It
Acts
happened-
20.
Yeah, I believe so. Is that Easter like they do Easter today?
It's a
or?
bad translation.
Okay, so because it mentioned the Passover, unleavened bread, then it mentioned Easter.
Yeah, that's a
And
bad
same-
translation. Yeah, that was supposed to be, they were supposed to put Pache back in there. Yeah, that's just a bad translation. And it is one of the newer translations of the King James, where they did put it back as Pache.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's Acts 20 and, was it 12 or something like that? No.
Acts 12.
It's 12 and 20, ain't it? I said 20 and 12. Is it 12 and 20?
No, I think it's one.
No, no, here you go, I found it.
It's Acts. What do you have?
It said 12 and 4.
4.
What's in 20 that I want to read so bad? Acts 12 and 4. Go ahead and read that for me.
Acts 12.
Can you start it up at verse?
1.
Yeah.
Start at 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now, about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Oh, so then was the days of unleavened bread, and we already know that they group unleavened bread and Passover all together.
Right.
Go ahead.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Passover, Easter, to bring him forth to the people.
But you just read it was unleavened bread, and now it went to straight Easter. No, that's talking about Passover.
All right. So and when he had confronted him, he put him in prison, delivered, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
So after
Because
unleavened
Jesus
bread,
died on Passover.
yeah.
Right.
So he was waiting for basically after unleavened bread or Passover to bring them to the people. It would have been at one of our feast days.
Right. One of the
Yep.
So somebody snuck Easter in there.
Yeah, it made it through the cracks. Yeah, it made it through the cracks. But that's a bad translation. When you look it up, it says that was supposed to be a translation of Pache.
Pache.
Or Pasher.
And that's like encyclopedia or
Yeah. My Bible got it in there.
oh really?
So right here, you see right here, for Easter Greek for Pache.
Pache.
Yep.
I thought it was supposed to be Passover.
Pache is Greek for is Greek for Passover.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, we can close down now.
we done?
Yep.
Outstanding. So I really got home too.
So like, we're closing out.
Oh.
All right, we're still closing out. Like we're about to close out right now.
Ready? You can do it short, bro. You ain't gotta put the extension on.
Our Father,
Our Father,
who art in heaven,
who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done,
in earth as it is in heaven.
in earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread,
Forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our
as
debts,
we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Amen.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I ain't gonna hit no hallelujahs either.